Before disappearing into a life that few people really understood, she was America's sweetheart. Cindy Williams endured heartbreak, a failing marriage, and a peaceful, deserted house abandoned in the shadow of celebrity, all while Laverne and Shirley laughed. The truth about her spouse, kids, and wealth creates a bittersweet picture of a diva who sacrificed all for Hollywood, and her tragic end shocked viewers. Let's find out what she left. The news that Cindy Williams died on January 25, 2023, in Los Angeles, California, at the age of 75, stunned the entire world. Although no precise medical information was made public, her family described her sickness as brief before she passed away. Many of her admirers and co-workers were shocked by the news because Williams, who was known for her kind disposition and timeless appeal, had made sporadic public appearances in recent years. Through family spokesperson Liza Kranis, her children issued a statement expressing their profound sorrow over their mother's passing. The loss of our loving, humorous mother, Cindy Williams, has left us with an unfathomable sense of loss that words can never fully convey. Knowing and loving her has been our joy and privilege, the statement said. In keeping with her family's wish to grieve privately and celebrate her memory away from the spotlight, Williams' funeral was a private event attended by close family and friends. She was unique, lovely, giving, and had a sparkling spirit that everyone adored. She was buried at Hollywood Hills Forest Lawn Memorial Park, which is well known for housing the last resting places of many entertainment icons. Situated above the busy city of Los Angeles, the cemetery provides a calm and beautiful environment, a restful resting place for a person who made so many people laugh and feel good. Do you want to know more about Cindy Williams' private life? Cindy Williams reportedly married Bill Hudson, an actor and musician best known as a member of the pop rock group the Hudson Brothers, in 1982, while she was at the height of her fame on television. During a time when celebrity partnerships frequently captured the public's attention, their union was well known at the time, fusing the worlds of music and television. The Hudson Brothers became well known in the 1970s because to a series of pop tunes and their own television variety show, The Hudson Brothers Razzle Dazzle Show. Being the oldest of the three brothers, Bill was already well known in Hollywood for his music, as well as his prior marriage to Goldie Hawn, an actress, and their two children, Oliver and Kate Hudson, who would both go on to become well-known movie stars. With their marriage, Cindy and Bill began a new chapter in their lives. Cindy Williams' most well-known role at the time was that of Shirley Feeney on Laverne and Shirley, a character that had gained widespread recognition due to the show's immense popularity. Seeing their favorite comedy star appreciate married life off-screen captivated fans, and the couple soon caught the attention of the entertainment press and tabloids. Williams rarely participated in flashy publicity and kept her personal life largely quiet despite the media attention. Emily Hudson, a girl, and Zachary Hudson, a son, were born to Cindy and Bill during their marriage. Williams frequently discussed the pleasures and difficulties of parenting, referring to her kids as the focal point of her existence. She talked about how having a child changed her priorities and increased her awareness for life outside of the entertainment business in interviews. She continued to perform, but she also started to choose her roles more carefully since she wanted to spend more time with her kids. However, there were challenges throughout their marriage. Pressures from both the personal and professional spheres eventually started to wear them down. Cindy Williams and Bill Hudson separated in 2000, having been married for almost 18 years. According to reports, the split was cordial and both parents were committed to co-parenting their kids. Williams has always preferred to keep family affairs out of the public eye, and their split was handled discreetly and with dignity in contrast to many celebrity breakups that make headlines. Williams' Roman Catholic faith gave her stability and resilience even after her marriage ended. She was brought up with a strong religious upbringing and lived her entire life as a devoted Catholic. She found solace in her faith throughout trying times, such as her divorce and juggling the responsibilities of her profession and being a single mother. Williams occasionally discussed the significance of her spirituality and how it influenced her choices and helped her get through both personal and professional adversities in interviews and public speaking appearances. The religious convictions of Professor Williams were neither promotional nor performative. They were discreetly incorporated into her daily life and were quite personal. She apparently kept a close but secret relationship with her church group and frequently attended Mass. Her morals, modesty, empathy, and fortitude were evident in her behavior both on and off screen. She maintained a moral compass rooted in her faith and familial upbringing, whether she was playing the resolute Shirley Feeney or negotiating the turbulent seas of Hollywood. Shirley Williams alluded to the intricacies of celebrity, family, and religion in her memoir. She frequently talked about how her children gave her life purpose in ways that no TV award could match, and she referred to parenting as her most fulfilling role. She stayed close to her kids even as her public appearances decreased in later years, and people who knew her well praised her unwavering warmth as a mother and her intense loyalty to her family. Cindy Williams led a simple but profoundly meaningful life in her senior years, despite being well-known worldwide for her portrayal of the endearing Shirley Feeney on Laverne and Shirley. Very different from the glamour and glitz that come with becoming famous in Hollywood. She settled into a comfortable townhouse in Woodland Hills, a quiet neighborhood in Los Angeles' San Fernando Valley. Williams picked a cozy, modest home that revealed her ideals, priorities, and innate compassion, in contrast to many of her celebrity counterparts who withdrew to opulent estates or gated palaces. The townhouse evolved to become more than just a place to live. For Williams, as well as the creatures she saved and loved, it served as a sanctuary. William was a passionate animal lover who surrounded herself with a close-knit circle of devoted friends. They included her 3 dogs, Louie, Polly, and Eddie, as well as her cherished cat, Pharaoh. Every one of these animals had a tale to tell, and many of them sprang from Williams's steadfast compassion for the voiceless and abandoned. For instance, on a sweltering day, Williams found Eddie, homeless and defenseless. Without hesitation, she took him in and provided him with love, safety, and shelter. Williams made her house a cozy and inviting place. The townhouse was known for its love, laughing, and the sound of paws sponging on tile floors. Cindy never treated her pets as anything less than equal members of her household, and friends remembered how she spoke to them as if they were family. Her home was filled with pictures of her pets, each with a backstory, and she often told stories about their personalities and routines. However, her passion for animals went much beyond her home's boundaries. Williams utilized her stage as a platform for advocacy as well as enjoyment in 2011, while participating in local theatrical plays. She made the unexpected and touching decision to introduce a stray dog from a nearby shelter to the audience after each performance in the hopes that someone in the audience would be motivated to give the dog a forever home. It was more than a one-time act. The theater experience began to include it on a regular basis. Williams used her position to promote adoption and increase awareness of the predicament of homeless animals in Los Angeles because she recognized the value of visibility and connection. Her efforts were not in vain. Her genuineness and passion were frequently praised by crew members, fellow artists, and even audience members. There was just a woman who truly cared, with no hint of performance or pretense. Williams didn't just show up at charity galas or donate her name to charities. The job was done by her. She visited shelters, volunteered, and made material and monetary offerings. Most significantly, she gave her time and attention because she understood that genuine compassion requires regularity and presence. Her modest way of living contrasted with the glitzy persona that some might have anticipated from a former TV personality. But for Cindy, the real luxury lay not in marble floors or red carpet appearances, but in love, purpose, and company. Her townhouse in Woodland Hills was a reflection of her independent spirit, groundedness, and innate desire to live a genuine life. She frequently joked about Polly's protective tendencies or Louie's naughty activities in interviews, talking more about her pets than fashion or Hollywood parties. Surrounded by rescue animals and brimming with mementos from her decades-long career, her home served as a place of calm creativity where she continued to write, think, and explore ideas for the stage. She felt most like herself there, not as a comedy star but as Cindy, the person who enjoyed taking care of people, whether they were four-legged or two-legged. What do you know about the family and early years of Cindy Williams? Cindy, her mother, was a waitress, a job that required a lot of endurance, long hours, and interpersonal skills, qualities her daughter would eventually emulate in her own life and career. Her father, Beechard Bill Williams, worked for an electronics manufacturing company, which was starting to grow quickly in mid-century Southern California, to make a livelihood in the post-war economy. Despite their modesty, the Williams family was full of love, support, and a strong work ethic. Cindy's family relocated to Dallas, Texas when she was just a year old, perhaps in pursuit of greater employment opportunities and financial security. The experience of migrating and adjusting to a new environment at such a young age may have sown early seeds of adaptation, even if she had few memories of her early years in Texas, a trait that would help her in her acting profession. She spent over 10 years in Dallas. The family subsequently moved back to Los Angeles when Cindy was 10 years old, allowing her to grow up in a city that was both her home and the center of the entertainment business. She shared a strong sibling bond with Carol Ann, her younger sister, whom she resided with back in Los Angeles. Growing up in a working-class family, Cindy was drawn to artistic endeavors right away. She was drawn to storytelling and theater from an early age, frequently composing and performing in church plays. Her skill initially emerged in those modest settings, surrounded by folding chairs and church seats. She developed more than just her acting skills from these early encounters. They gave her a sense of exhilaration and purpose that she would carry for decades. During her adolescence, her love for performing intensified. Williams actively participated in school theatrical plays while attending Birmingham High School in Van Nuys. She immediately established a reputation for being inherently talented and diligent due to her dedication to the craft. Despite her natural shyness, the stage helped her feel independent and like herself. She graduated from Birmingham High School in 1965, 1 year behind Sally Field, another potential star who would later receive an Academy Award for her acting.
The fact that these two future celebrities attended the same school was a testament to the creative potential that was then developing in Los Angeles. Williams did not immediately pursue fame after graduating from high school. Rather, she made the sensible decision to enroll at Los Angeles City College, or LACC, and major in drama. She discovered that she was surrounded by peers at LACC who shared her enthusiasm for the dramatic arts. Aspiring performers used the college as a springboard, and Williams flourished in its innovative environment. She continued to hone her versatility as a performer, acquired expertise behind the scenes, and studied both classical and modern acting. Her professional acting career began during her time at LACC. Cindy Williams possessed skill, tenacity, and a strong passion for performance, despite her family's lack of wealth and Hollywood connections. Above all, she possessed the motivation to carve out her own route from church platforms to community theaters to the big screen. Cindy Williams started what would turn out to be a long and varied career in entertainment after graduating from Los Angeles City College with a degree in drama. Her initial foray into the business was in front of the camera for national TV ads rather than a dramatic theater role or a breakthrough television job. Williams had the chance to refine her on-camera persona and obtain crucial exposure during these early roles, which included advertisements for Foster Grant sunglasses and TWWA Transworld Airlines. Despite lacking the glamour of movies or network television, commercial work turned out to be a priceless learning experience and a springboard for more lucrative chances. She quickly landed parts on a number of well-liked television programs in the early 1970s because to her charm and timing. Her initial appearances included cameos on television shows including Love American Style, Nanny and the Professor, and Room 22. Working with well-known actors and producers in the industry, she was able to showcase her range and variety through these episodic performances. Williams immediately established a reputation for being kind, professional, and endowed with a natural sense of humor, qualities that would later come to define her. Williams was also introduced to a more formal creative setting by an intriguing turn of events. She consented to read as a scene partner for a friend and fellow actor from LA City College while they were at an audition. She was shocked to be admitted with him to the Actors Studio West, a prestigious center for method acting and creative growth. However, Williams hardly ever had time to go because of his growing amount of professional acting responsibilities. Nevertheless, the fact that such a prominent organization recognized her talent was a significant confirmation of her developing potential. By the early 1970s, Williams was doing more than just trying out for little parts. Some of the most renowned filmmakers of the day were casting her in big-budget films. Her first notable film performance was in the elegant and eccentric 1972 version of the Graham Greene novel Travels with My Aunt, directed by George Cukor. Her big-screen debut in this movie marked the beginning of her transformation from up-and-comer to real talent. Her breakthrough performance, however, came the following year when she was chosen to play Ron Howard's character's high school sweetheart, Laurie Henderson, in George Lucas's 1973 film American Graffiti. Brimming with nostalgia and set in 1962, the movie became a cultural landmark and helped several of its youthful performers launch their careers. Williams received widespread appreciation for her warm and genuine portrayal, which led to her being nominated for Best Supporting Actress at the BAFTA Awards. All of a sudden, she was well known not only as a working actor, but also as a talented performer with real star power. She starred in Gene Hackman's critically praised 1974 picture The Conversation, directed by Francis Ford Coppola. In stark contrast to her previous parts, this psychological thriller, which was full of suspense and paranoia, demonstrated her ability to handle difficult material. Her early performances solidified her reputation as a serious actress, and working with directors such as Lucas and Coppola positioned her among the most imaginative storytellers of her era. Williams even tried out for the part of Princess Leia in Star Wars 1977, directed by George Lucas. She competed for the part, much like thousands of other young actresses, but Carrie Fisher won in the end. According to reports, Lucas chose Fisher because, like in American Graffiti, he wanted relative unknowns. Even though it was unfortunate to miss out on Star Wars, Williams was already establishing her own career path, which would eventually bring her to the television comedy industry. Penny Marshall and Cindy Williams met about this time, first on a double date, then at Francis Ford Coppola's Zoetrope production firm in a more formal atmosphere. The two hit it off right away, both creatively and personally. In preparation for the U.S. bicentennial, Zoetrope was creating a hilarious television parody and required two female writers to bring a new sense of comedy to the project. When Cindy and Penny were hired, it was their first time writing comedies. The successful TV producer Gary Marshall, Penny's brother, contacted them while they were still working on Zoetrope. He asked Cindy and Penny if they would be interested in guest starring on an episode of his popular television show Happy Days. Laverne DeFazio and Shirley Feeney, the characters they portrayed, were so well liked by viewers that a spin-off was created right away after they agreed. Cindy Williams was a steadily developing actress until a turning point in 1975 made her a household figure. She starred as Shirley Feeney, a happy, eccentric bottle capper at the Made-Up Shots Brewery, in an episode of the hit sitcom Happy Days that year. Williams was called in for what was supposed to be a one-time appearance, accompanied by her real-life friend Penny Marshall, who portrayed the more brazen and audacious Laverne DeFazio. Despite being positioned as the surefire dates for Fonza, Henry Winkler and Richie Cunningham, Ron Howard, the two women clicked right away. The response from viewers was so positive that Penny's brother Gary Marshall, who produced the show, saw the possibility for a spin-off right away. Laverne and Shirley, the spin-off, made its debut in 1976 and quickly gained popularity. The sitcom, which was set in Milwaukee in the 1950s, featured two best friends from the working class as they navigated friendship, love and life while working at the brewery. Laverne's witty street-smart charm was counterbalanced by the kind, responsible, and little stiff character of Shirley Feeney, played by Williams. The show's core was their relationship, and the series provided a novel emphasis on female independence and friendship, something that was uncommon on television at the time. Williams received accolades for her heartfelt, humorous, and compassionate depiction of Shirley. She was a fan favorite because of her expressive face, physical humor, and ability to act both innocent and charming. At its height, Laverne and Shirley outperformed even the great sitcoms of the 1970s, such as Happy Days and MASH, to become the highest-viewed program on American television. Shirley Feeney became an empowering and accessible figure for a lot of young viewers, evidence that a popular program may revolve around witty, compassionate women. From 1976 to 1982, Cindy Williams stayed on the show for 7 complete seasons, but tensions had already started to rise behind the scenes. The demands of celebrity, strict production timelines, and personality and approach differences had all contributed to the development of a protracted animosity between Williams and Penny Marshall. On screen, both women were consummate pros, but managing the tension off-screen was getting harder and harder. During the 8th season of the show in 1982, the issue reached a boiling point. When Cindy Williams became pregnant with her first child, she thought the show would adapt to her pregnancy, as many would in later decades, but the reaction was everything but encouraging. Writing her pregnancy into the show or finding a way around it did not excite the producers. After only 2 episodes of the season were filmed, Williams decided to leave the show because he felt insulted and unsupported. Her departure was a watershed. The dynamic was never the same, and the show ended shortly after, even though Laverne and Shirley carried on without her for the rest of that last season. Both actresses suffered from the aftermath. Over time, however, the gap grew less sharp. After several years, Williams and Marshall made up, publicly restoring their friendship and reminiscing about their revolutionary collaboration. Fans who had always recognized the true link beneath the surface friction greeted their reunion with open arms. As a result of Laverne and Shirley's popularity, Hanna-Barbera produced the brief animated spin-off Laverne and Shirley in the Army 1981-1982. Targeting a younger audience, the cartoon demonstrated how ingrained the characters had grown in popular culture by having Laverne and Shirley enlist in the military and embark on a number of outrageous escapades. All during the 1980s, Williams kept performing outside of her well-known role. She played Laurie again in the 1979 follow-up to American Graffiti, More American Graffiti. Williams was able to return to a character that had been essential to her early cinematic career, even though the movie didn't have the same level of critical or financial success as the first one. She starred in Joanna, a television pilot that aired as an ABC special in 1985. Joanna, a lady who follows her boyfriend from Los Angeles to New York after he cheats on her for another woman, was the subject of the story. Unfazed, Joanna remains in the city and finds work as a trucking company's operations manager. Similar to her previous work, the concept tried to explore themes of independence and beginning anew, but regrettably the pilot was not picked up for a full series. In the same year, the sci-fi comedy UFO, in which she co-starred with Fred Ward and Harry Dean Stanton, was ultimately released after years of post-production. Despite being shot in 1981, UFO had delays and distribution problems before its restricted release in 1985. The film also illustrated Williams' willingness to take chances and embrace strange off-the-beaten-path ventures, with its quirky tale about UFOs, weird characters, and desert scenery. Cindy Williams kept showcasing her incredible adaptability and tenacity as an actress as the 1990s drew near.